Hey y'all, welcome back. It's been a minute, like a lot of minutes. It's been about a year since my last video, and basically without going into way too much detail and making this the longest intro ever, after my last video, I had a lot of things come up that kind of postponed filming for me, and then it just kept happening, and then I basically got out of the habit of doing it, and didn't do it anymore. And then about 5 months ago, I tried again and had camera problems, and so it took me this long to figure out a solution. So here we are. So with that being said, I'm excited to be back. I really enjoy this. You know, I went to school for makeup, so I went to school for skincare. Makeup's my jam, y'all. And I like doing it. So hopefully everything goes okay today. Anyway, y'all can read the thumbnail, so obviously you know that this is a grungy Smokey Eye with the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. My very awesome friend bought this for me for Christmas. And so this is the palette. And here's the inside. So beautiful. These colors are colors that I wear all the time. She bought this for me for Christmas, and I have literally been wearing nothing but this for like a month now. So I love it. This look I have worked on a lot because actually this is the third day in a row that I've tried filming. I've had so many technical difficulties, and I decided today that if it doesn't work today, I might just have to give up. So let's go ahead and get into it. Some of these shades, especially the ones that we're using, do have a decent amount of fallout. So you want to make sure that, yes, thank you. And I do. I have a little girl right here watching YouTube. You want to make sure that you do your eyes first if you don't already do that. Obviously, we're not doing that today with this eye, but I did it with this one, and that's how I always do it. So you do want to make sure that you start with your eyes first. That is the quickest way to mess up a smoky eye, is to not be strategic about where the color placement is, because then it's going to make your eyes look very hollow, or it's going to make you look like you got a shiner, a pretty purpley shiner. Okay, so I have already applied primer, concealer, I have brow pomade on, I have tight lined with black liner as usual, I have a heavy bake underneath my eye, and I've already applied my blending shade, so my all over lid color, and I used the shade Caution. And so now we're going to take a fluffy blending brush. Hold on, I'll move my towel over here. Sorry. This is the SL Miss Glam SS57. It's just a very large fluffy blending brush. I really like this blush for transition shades because it really blows the color out, and because I have a very large crease to lid ratio, it kind of helps pull things up a little bit to make it look like I have more lid space than I really do. So we're going to take the shade Juicy and just load our brush up. Now, to help make this kind of a grungy look, we're going to be doing this little swoopy shape. So what you're going to do is you're going to place your brush at the corner of your eye, wiggle it just a bit, and then start swooping it down, and then pull it in this way. And you're just going to make sure, I have to move this mirror, you're just going to make sure that you have even color saturation on the whole thing. Take it up as high as you want it, because we're also going to carve the brow and put, you know, a brow bone color on. And I am going to deepen this some. And just make sure that you like your shape and that it's all nice and blended. Like so. Okay. Set this brush to the side because we're going to go back to it. Now we're going to go on with our actual crease color, and we're going to use this Firma 201. I think I used this brush in my Smokey Eye 101 video, and I'll link that over there. This is like a pinched blending brush. It's not focusing on it. Oh well. It's like a pinched blending brush, and it's really great for making sure that your crease color doesn't go up too high, and it makes it stay kind of contained. And we're going to use the shade Ambitious. Now this shade, because it is a shimmer, it has not a lot of fallout, but you are going to get some. So what you want to do is you want to put your brush straight down into the pan, load the color onto the brush, and tap it off. I always do it twice for some reason. I don't know why. That's just one of those things I do. You're going to place your brush directly on the eye, right at about the same spot, and kind of start packing the color on. And this color, we are definitely going to concentrate more on the outer corner. And just blend it and make sure you keep your little swoop shape. And once you've got a good base layer down, you can start kind of working it in like I was just doing. And I know that I noticed that with a lot of the tutorials that I watched with this palette, a lot of people weren't getting fallout, and then some people were getting a bunch. So I think it probably also depends on the types of brushes you're using and the application method. So, you know, how if you're packing the color on, you're obviously not going to get as much as versus you go in straight away with your windshield wiper motions. Okay, now we're going to go back to that blending brush, and we're going to blend the inner corner here quite a bit so we get a nice shape going. And then go around it. And just make sure that everything's nice and cohesive and blended. You do not want to blend these shadows too much. They basically kind of blend themselves. And so if you blend them too much, they're going to go muddy, and you're basically going to have just a mass of slight variations in color on your eye. So you don't want, I know a lot of people always say the secret is blend, blend, blend. Not always. At least, excuse me, at least not with these. Okay, now we're going to take a Q-tip and just clean off our lid a bit. We're not carving anything out. It's just I want to get a lot of this excess shimmer off of my lid, even though we're putting a shimmer on our lid. Hey, you're moving my mirror, kiddo. Okay, we're going to take a black kohl pencil. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Pencil in Carbon Black. I've used this before. I think I used this with a Smokey Eye. And what we're going to do now is we are going to line right as close to our lash line as possible, and then we're going to smoke this out. Now this is really helpful for if you have fair skin and fair hair, because when you do smoky eyes, a lot of times what ends up happening is you get a line of where your natural skin tone pops through because you weren't able to work it in there, and you're actually going to be like working this into your lashes. It does not have to be perfect, doesn't have to be pretty. And we're just going to apply it excuse me, I'm sorry. We're just going to apply it directly to the lash line. And kind of pull it in a decent amount. And then we're going to add the little flick. And if you've seen my Smokey Eye tutorial, you know that I always recommend that if you're doing a Smokey Eye to at least do a little bit of a flick. You don't have to do a big wing, but this helps lift the eye up so your eyes don't get too droopy on the outside. That is a very specific look. It's called doll eyes, I believe, and it's to make your eyes look sleepy. And I know that that is a very specific look and people like that, but that does not work for us in this instance. And so we're just going to add this little flick. It doesn't have to be perfect. She left the phone. Okay, and then we're going to just smudge it, and I'm going to use my finger. You can use whatever you want to smudge it. Now we're going to go ahead and put our lid color on, and for that I'm going to use this Moda M19 brush. This is just a flat precision shader, but it's a little on the long side and narrow, so it is very good for these pans like this. And we're going to use the shade Drunk Dial. I love this color. When I first saw this palette, I zeroed in on this color. It is so beautiful. And so we're going to load our brush up, and then we're just going to pack it all over the lid. You're going to make sure you pull it all the way in here. It's helpful to open your eye when you do it to make sure, so you can see what it's going to look like when the eye is open. And we're going to do 2 layers of this, and I'm going to wet my brush. You don't have to do that. This is a priming and setting spray that I make. If you'd like to see a tutorial for it, let me know. I actually said that in my last video, I think. This just helps make sure that it's an even saturation. Anytime you do a smoky eye, you always want, I don't care how good quality the shadow is, how good your brush is, how good your application method is, always do 2 layers of color on the lid. And we're just going to pack it on evenly. Alright, sorry about that. My daughter decided she wanted to go outside with everybody else. So, I'm back. So once you get your color evenly applied and it's all nice and looks good, we're going to go ahead and deepen up this outer V or outer C, enhance our little swoopy shape, and also we're going to give a little bit of crease definition, just a little, but because we've got a shimmer here and a shimmer here, we don't want to lose that. So we're going to take the brush that comes with the palette and we're going to do the little crease smudgy side, and we're going to go in with the shade Privacy. And we're just going to apply this to the outer corner and kind of create that little shape. And then you can start pulling the color down just a bit and then start adding it to the crease. And you do want to take it all the way in. We're not going to fade this or anything. Excuse me. And I'm going to add a bit more to the crease. We'll end up deepening this up some more in just a bit. I hate how much my skin around my eyes moves now. Okay, then you'll take the other end and just blend it. Okay, now I moved my towel again. Oh well, I guess I don't need it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and carve out this brow. And I'm going to use this little Essence of Beauty crease brush and load it up with concealer. Load it up with concealer, Leah. There we go. All right. And I'm just going to start carving it. And once I get this all the way like this, I'm going to wipe off the excess. I have to find something to wipe it on. Oh, here, look. An old... Oh, there it is. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not nervous. Well, okay, I am nervous in the sense that I've tried so many times, and I kind of feel like now something's just going to go wrong with it because of, you know, I've been literally, this is the 9th time I've attempted this video. I'm not even kidding. Not today. This is the first time. So I just kind of feel like it's just going to get messed up. But I posted, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw this. I posted for the first time last night, and I took some really good thumbnail pictures yesterday with that other app, the other camera app, and I posted them just to say, you know, I did film a tutorial, but it messed up and didn't save and all this kind of stuff. But I got some really good pictures out of it, and I'm going to refilm tomorrow. And a lot of my old YouTube friends, you know, like commented on it and things. So I feel like it makes you a little more confident. It makes you excited to be doing it. YouTube has a wonderful micro community with like the really small YouTubers. It's great. Okay, so now we're going to take the brush that the brush from the palette, and we're going to go back in with the shade Juicy. And we're just going to apply it to one side, like you do for a cut crease, but we're not going to flip it over. And I'm just going to add my transition shade back a bit. I know that some people blend their transition shades away and end up covering them up with other colors. I don't like to do that. I like my transition shade to show, especially because I like seeing all of those different, you know, colors. Then we're going to take this Shadow and Crease Duet brush by Crown, isn't it? Yeah. And we're going to take the shadow side, and we're going to go in with the shade Hot Spot. Now, this shade is super pigmented and very bright white. So if it's a little too bright for you, I saw a lot of YouTubers doing this. They mixed it with Caution, and it you know, toned it down a bit. Excuse me. All right, I'm sorry. Okay, so just kind of, you know, blend that in. Make sure you pull it down a little bit and just make everything nice and cohesive. And then we're going to sharpen this brow up with a brow pencil. And this is the Maybelline Expert Wear brow pencil in medium brown. I keep looking up here because the camera on my phone is up here. This is my husband's phone. And so if I keep looking off like that, and yes, I know you can turn it either way, but it cuts the bottom of my, it looks weird if I do it the other way, so I'm confused. Also, let me know what y'all think of this new setup. This is my bedroom, And I have this desk built into the corner, that my husband built a desk into the corner of the room. And so it, you know, kind of, I have a whole little, you know, I have an area that I don't have to move things around really. And also I've went back to homeschooling, so I have my son here all the time now. So I have all 3 children here. And I thought that if I did it in here, I'd have a little bit of separation from them. But today's Saturday, so my husband is off work and they're all outside doing stuff, even though it's cold and rainy. It's not raining now, but it's really overcast. We've had the cold, I'm in Northeast Florida, and we have actually had our coldest winter in 2 years. It's pretty intense. All right, now we're going to go ahead and take our bake off, or I'm going to take my bake, yeah, y'all get it. And I'm going to clean up underneath my eye, and I'm also going to clean this a little bit. Normally, I have, you know, I do my eyes first, and so actually what I do is I take my cotton round that I use to put my toner on. I take that cotton round and fold it in half and slide it across, and it cleans the edge. And yes, we're going to make this smudgy and stuff like that, but it helps keep, like I said, it's all about strategic placement, so you don't want it going off all wonky and everything. So now we're going to do the under eye. And if my necklace has moved, if this is a little too much for you, like this is okay, but all of this going on under here is too much for you, then all you need to do is go ahead and put a little bit of privacy underneath your eye. Don't add all the other colors, and you don't really have to smoke it out a lot, but you do want to blend it and smudge it a little bit, because it's not technically a smoky eye until there's stuff underneath it and you've smudged. Oh, we have to do our eyeliner. I'm sorry. So we're going to take a gel eyeliner, a cream eyeliner. You could use a gel pencil as well. I said this in my smoky eye video. I prefer gel eyeliners for smoky eyes. And one of the reasons why is because you're able to actually take advantage of the fact that the gel smudges a bit until it sets, you know. So we're going to basically just do a little tiny line. We're going to have to redo this, but that's okay. And we're going to add our little flick, and we're going to rely on the flick and the smudginess to help pull this out a bit more. And make sure you get as close to your lash line as possible. And I'm going to place my finger here and then just slightly pull. I can't see. I'm going to have to lean forward. There's a smudge on my mirror. A little girl touched it. And pull it in quite far. And make sure you kind of work this into your lashes. Although the pencil that we did earlier did that for us. I cannot see. Okay, that's better. It's like right in the middle of the mirror too. Okay, once you have this, the thickness you want and you like it, I'm going to get a little bit more product, and then we're going to just add our little tiny flick. You can do a big wing if you want. Don't do the big wing yet, though. Do it at the end. And just this little flick like so. And then we're going to connect it to the bottom and stab ourselves in the eye. And go about 1/3 of the way. I'm about at my pupil. I'm sorry. Okay, now we're going to go on to the under eye, and we're going to take the brush from the palette, and we're going to use the shade Juicy, and we're going to start creating our swoop again and pulling this all underneath and smudging and whatnot. If you are not going to do all of the colors under the eye, do not use this. This can, depending on your skin tone, this could make you look ill if it's just this color under the eye. And we're going to see how it's starting to smudge? That's what we want. So we get some nice depth on this part of the eye. And now we're going to go on to a different brush, into the shade Ambitious. This is a Lottie London brush. It doesn't have a name, but it's basically a very small shader that's very thick. And this is wonderful for under eye work. That's basically all I use this for. And we're going to go back to Ambitious. We're basically going to take every single color that we put on the lid, and we're going, or on the upper eye, and we're going to put it down here. So you're going to take your brush and you're going to put it right where we've put the wing, and you're going to kind of do a little line like this, and then you can start to blend it up a bit and then pull it under the eye. And we will blend all of this again. And take it down as far as you want. This is about as far as I go because I do have lines under my eyes now. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. You see all these really young YouTubers and they like Nikki Tutorials, how much she smokes hers out. And it's like, that ain't happening, y'all. All right, now we're going to take the same brush and we're going to go in with Drunk Dial. And do the same thing. You're going to place it in the same spot, draw a little line like this, blend it up some, and then bring it under the eye. Okay. And now we're going to change brushes. We're going to go back to the brush in the palette. We're going to take the smudge side and we're going to go in with Privacy. And what we're going to do is we're going to build up that outer V again and then we're going to pull it down. So go ahead and start applying it here on the outer corner. And then you can define the crease a little bit more again. And then I need to get a little bit more on my brush. And then you're going to put it back here and start pulling and not touching over there. And start pulling it down. And I'm not going to take it all the way across. Now, if this is the only color you're putting under the eye, definitely take it all the way across. I keep looking over there. So about as far as we took the black. Okay, then we can flip it over and we can just blend it. And make sure you have it exactly like you want it. I know some people like that kind of harder look, not a little more unblended. If that's what you like, go ahead and do that. I like a gradient, but like a fade kind of. And we're going to highlight our inner corner, and I'm going to take this little brush. This is the Crown one. And I'm going to take the shade Bang Bang. And I'm going to pack this on my inner corner. And when you do your inner corner highlight, you will always want to make sure that you start to pull it up into this. It will blend away to kind of work with everything that's happening, but you never want hard stopping lines. That just, it's not balanced, and makeup is all about balance. All right, now I'm going to take my finger into Young Love, and I'm just going to pop this on the center of my lid and kind of wiggle it around a bit, and then we're going to redo our liner. All these steps are kind of necessary, I'm sorry. And it makes it look sharper too. Okay, and then add our little flake. If you want a big old wing, go for it. Just don't do it. You need to make sure you do it last. And then I'm just going to pull this back down here again. You could also do a black on your waterline. I am not doing that because the pollen is so bad right now. So in February, well, yeah, it's February 1st. I sometimes know what day it is. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't handle all that right now. So I'm going to pause this really quickly and I'm going to do my mascara, my lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So I just put some mascara on and did my lashes, and these are brand new lashes, so I'm having trouble with them, so don't mind them. Honestly, these are pretty natural looking, but normally for a smoky eye, I really like lashes that kind of wing out a little bit, but the only pair that I have need to be washed. So I didn't even fool with that. Could you please go away?
Can I?
Hold on. I'm sorry. These people will not leave me alone. And their dad's here. Okay, so anyway, this is the finished look. I hope y'all really like it. I love this shape. I'm feeling very 90s right now, by the way. Okay, so if you liked this video and you would like to see more like it, like with this palette or makeup tutorials in general, or even if you just liked it, go ahead and give this a thumbs up. If you're new here and haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I would really appreciate it if you did. And real quick, I just want to let y'all know that I have some new palettes that I would like to feature in some videos. And so if there's one in particular that you want to see, go ahead and let me know. Now, these are not new. They were new when I got them. But they are still, as far as I know, all the palettes are still available. And these are actually dupe palettes. 3 of them are. The first one, this is not a dupe palette. This is the Morphe 35 Warm. This is by no means a new palette. This thing's been around forever. My friend has several of these Morphe palettes, and she bought this one, and she ended up giving it to me because it's not the same size as all the other ones, and it won't fit on her shelf, and she only has this one little shelf for them. And then for the dupe palettes, this is the Mars Beauty Glazed palette. This is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions. This camera is it's very warm. And I don't know if it's my lighting in here or what, but this is very pink based. So like this color right here is straight up pink. Okay, the next one is this is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Desert Dust. This is the You Can Be Twilight and Dusk palette. And here's this. And then there's another You Can Be. This is the Aromas palette. This is a dupe. Sorry, it's because it's reflective. This is a dupe for the Huda Beauty New Nudes. Now, the thing about dupe palettes is they are safe. They're legitimate brands, and You Can Be and Beauty Glazed are like the same brand. There's 3 of those, and they make different palettes and things like that. Dupe brands are okay. You don't want counterfeits. Counterfeits are not produced with regulations. They're obviously illegal, and so they're not safe at all. But dupes are totally fine, and these are wonderful. All of these, and I'm going to get some more soon. So, all right. Well, if you would like to see any of these in particular, go ahead and let me know in the comment section. I will put all the products I used in the description box. As always, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'm really excited to be back, and I will see y'all later. Bye.